Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to discuss a daily habit practiced by billions worldwide, drinking tea, and its surprising, often overlooked interactions with nutritional supplements. While tea stands as one of humanity's oldest and most beloved beverages, revered across cultures for its soothing properties and health benefits, few realize how its chemical composition can dramatically affect the supplements many of us take to maintain or improve our health. The truth is, that innocent cup of tea sitting on your desk right now could be sabotaging your iron absorption, interfering with your thyroid medication, or reducing the effectiveness of your calcium supplements. This isn't speculation, it's scientific fact, backed by numerous peer-reviewed studies that we'll examine today. Let's begin by understanding why tea, despite its many virtues, can become problematic when mixed with certain supplements. The primary culprits are tannins, those naturally occurring polyphenolic compounds that give tea its characteristic astringent taste. These same tannins that provide tea with its antioxidant properties have a strong binding affinity for minerals, particularly iron. When you drink tea with or shortly after taking an iron supplement, these tannins form insoluble complexes with the iron molecules in your digestive tract, effectively making the iron unavailable for absorption by your body. The consequences of this interaction are far from trivial. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that drinking tea with a meal reduced iron absorption by a staggering 62% compared to drinking water. For the millions of people worldwide who struggle with iron deficiency anemia, particularly women of childbearing age, vegetarians, and vegans, this single dietary habit could mean the difference between maintaining healthy iron levels and developing a clinically significant deficiency. But iron isn't the only mineral affected. Zinc, another crucial micronutrient essential for immune function, wound healing, and countless enzymatic reactions in the body, falls victim to the same tannin-binding phenomenon. Research from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry reveals that tea consumption can reduce zinc absorption by up to 50%. Considering that zinc deficiency affects an estimated 17% of the global population, with particularly high prevalence in developing countries, this interaction takes on even greater significance in public health terms. Moving from minerals to medications, we encounter perhaps the most clinically significant interaction, that between tea and thyroid hormone replacement drugs like levothyroxine. The stakes here are particularly high because thyroid hormones regulate our basal metabolic rate, affecting every cell in our body. When patients take their levothyroxine with morning tea instead of water, they may be unknowingly reducing their medication's effectiveness by 30 to 50%, as shown in studies published in the journal Thyroid. The mechanism behind this interaction is twofold. First, the tannins in tea bind to the medication, creating complexes that cannot be properly absorbed. Second, tea's natural fluoride content, especially high in older tea leaves, may further interfere with thyroid function. The practical implications are profound. Patients may experience persistent hypothyroid symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, and brain fog despite taking their medication as prescribed, simply because of this timing issue with their tea consumption. Calcium absorption presents another area of concern. While not as dramatically affected as iron, calcium's bioavailability can be compromised by tea's oxalate content, particularly in black tea. These oxalates bind to calcium in the digestive tract, potentially reducing absorption and increasing calcium excretion. For postmenopausal women and others at risk for osteoporosis, this interaction, though modest, could contribute to long-term bone health concerns when compounded over years of daily tea consumption. The caffeine content in tea, particularly in black and green varieties, adds another layer of complexity to our discussion. While substantially lower than coffee's caffeine content, tea's caffeine still exerts measurable effects on nutrient metabolism. It slightly increases urinary excretion of calcium, magnesium, and potassium, all essential minerals that many people supplement. This diuretic effect, while mild compared to coffee, becomes significant for individuals with marginal mineral status or those taking high doses of caffeine through multiple cups of strong tea daily. Interestingly, not all tea supplement interactions are negative. The amino acid L-theanine, naturally present in tea, especially green tea, actually combines beneficially with caffeine to produce a state of relaxed alertness that many find preferable to coffee's more jittery stimulation. This synergistic combination has been shown in studies published in Biological Psychology to improve cognitive performance more than either compound alone. Similarly, tea's catechins, particularly epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, in green tea, may enhance the antioxidant effects of certain supplements like vitamin C or resveratrol. This positive interaction forms the basis for many combination supplements marketed for their synergistic antioxidant properties. The temperature at which we drink our tea also matters. Very hot tea, above 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius, may temporarily impair the stomach's ability to absorb certain supplements by affecting digestive enzymes and mucosal lining. This thermal effect, while brief, suggests that allowing tea to cool slightly before drinking could marginally improve nutrient absorption for those taking supplements with their tea. Herbal teas present a different profile altogether. While generally tannin-free, and thus safer for iron absorption, some herbal varieties contain compounds that may interact with medications or supplements in unexpected ways. For example, chamomile tea's mild blood-thinning properties could potentially enhance the effects of anticoagulant medications, while peppermint tea may affect the metabolism of certain drugs through cytochrome P450 enzyme interactions. The timing of tea consumption relative to supplement intake emerges as the most critical factor in preventing negative interactions. A simple rule of thumb supported by clinical research suggests waiting at least 1 hour before or after drinking tea to take most mineral supplements. For iron and thyroid medications, extending this window to 2 hours provides even greater assurance of proper absorption. Cultural tea drinking habits around the world add another dimension to this discussion. In countries like China and Japan, where tea consumption is deeply embedded in daily life and often accompanies meals, the potential for nutrient interference may be offset by dietary patterns that naturally enhance mineral absorption, such as the traditional Japanese diet's emphasis on iron-rich seafood and vitamin C-containing vegetables. Modern food science has even developed solutions to mitigate tea's inhibitory effects. Some supplement manufacturers now formulate iron products with vitamin C or other enhancers to counteract tannin interference. Similarly, encapsulated forms of certain minerals may bypass some of tea's absorption-blocking effects in the stomach. As we consider these interactions, we must balance them against tea's well-documented health benefits. The polyphenol in tea, particularly green tea, have been associated with reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and neurodegenerative disorders. The key lies not in avoiding tea altogether, but in strategically timing its consumption relative to supplement intake. For healthcare providers, this information should inform patient counseling. A simple question about tea drinking habits could uncover the reason behind a patient's persistent iron deficiency or unstable thyroid levels. For supplement manufacturers, these interactions suggest opportunities for improved formulations that account for real-world consumption patterns. In conclusion, while tea remains one of our healthiest beverage choices, its complex chemistry demands our respect when combined with supplements. By understanding these interactions and making simple adjustments to our routines, we can enjoy tea's benefits without compromising our nutritional status. The path forward isn't abstinence, but awareness, recognizing that even our most wholesome habits exist within a web of biochemical interactions that we would do well to understand. Thank you for your attention to this important but often overlooked aspect of nutritional science. I welcome any questions you may have about how to optimize your own supplement regimen in relation to tea consumption.